Good morning, sports. It's starting already. Good morning, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of the First Family of Las Vegas' daily free winner show, brought to you by the best website on the planet, your one-stop sports betting shop, SportsMo. We've got an amazing Thursday show today. Let's bring on the panel now. I will tell you, only two are in the house right now. We've got Dan Kaiser, we've got Jeff Michaels, Nick Parsons, a.k.a. the Insider's Room, will be stopping by very shortly. Unfortunately, our good buddy, Jimmy Adams from WagerTalk, feeling a little under the weather. He does send his apologies, but sending our warmest regards to Jimmy. Everybody, positive vibes, positive thoughts for a quick and full recovery. It's that time of year. People are just getting sick, the change of weather. Let me start. Dan, good morning. How are you today?
Doing good. Kind of feeling a little like the Philadelphia Phillies this week. I've been a little bit hitless, but it's the weekend. It's the weekend, ready to turn it around.
It's the weekend. It starts to go into the weekend. Well, we could talk about that game in a minute, especially with Jeff, because, he's a big baseball freak. So good morning, Jeff. How are you today?
Good. Yeah, I can't complain. We had a little bit of that weather bug going around here this weekend, but feeling good now. Everybody's back healthy. And yeah, I'll be talking about that World Series game with my best bet too today.
Great stuff. Now there is the weather bug, and then there's the time of year bug. Let me tell you what I mean. There's a weather bug where certain people, obviously, kids are at school. Not all the kids are. One kid will bring something home from the rest of the class and whatnot. Then the whole family gets sick. But then there's that time of year bug. We see it in the spring. We see it in the fall. When it goes from hot or warm to kind of cool and breezy and windy, where the leaves are coming off the trees. People don't want to work anymore. It's the same thing in the summer. When it starts getting nice out, people don't want to work anymore.
It's called the lazy bug.
No, it's not the lazy. Yeah, all right. All right. I get that every once in a while where I just, we work our butts off, but we get a little tired every once in a while where I go, hey, Dionne, why don't you take over the show? But Joey, I can't do anything without you. I'm not as smart as you. Those are her words.
My God.
Those are her words. That's what she says. So
that's what I let you think.
All right. Well, let me go on. I have a special announcement.
What is it?
Guess who's in the house?
Who's in the house?
My good friend Nick Parsons. Let's bring him on. Nick, how are you today?
Fantastic. Thanks for having me on. A little bit late as usual on these Thursday mornings, but loving it and ready to give out a winner here for sure, Joe.
We appreciate you. Dionne really appreciates you because she was just getting in trouble because I like the cat of the bag, how she, divulges to me that I'm brilliant and smarter than her every morning. So I can't, so I just, thanks. She was saved by the bell. Saved by the Nick bell today.
You were saved by the bell because you were going to get yelled at.
Yeah. Right, we need that divorce lawyer. Now, guys, really, you know how I start every show. Good morning, honey.
Good morning. Happy
We
Thursday.
do like to have fun. We start off the show laughing our butts off. Actually, we were laughing our butts off because we were doing put downs to one another. And only when you're in a relationship for 22 years, you marry people or whether you just whatever, significant other people. You don't have to be married. Those inside jokes that really get to your significant other. We were doing that. So we were having a lot of fun. Now, before the show, and everybody's muted and we're messing with each other. So without any further ado, and Nick, I know you just stepped on. I was telling Dan, I was telling Jeff, I got to talk about something that's pissing me off. And usually about a dozen things by breakfast piss me off. But I want to share something, guys. This is pissing me off. Derek Carr. My back hurt. That's why I pooped the bed again last week. Guys, listen to me. Besides the fact that you be a man, be a professional athlete, guys, I got to tell you something. Jackie Youngblood. His fibula came through his uniform. He went to the sideline and duct taped it. Ronnie Lott before the Super Bowl. Doctor said, listen, you're going to either miss the Super Bowl or we're going to take the finger. You know what he said? I'm not a friggin' bowler, Doc. Take the finger. Guys, I got to tell you, what the hell happened to professional sports? I'm going to tell you right now. I don't want to get into some debate about how tough basketball players are. Larry Bird, who is one of the toughest guys ever, and he played for the Celtics. I hate everything from Boston. I hate everything from the state of Massachusetts. I'm a New Yorker. I will tell you this. Larry Bird, the most excruciating pain every game of his career, and between whistles or whatnot, he would go on the floor, just lay on the floor, never complained either. And we got guys, if you look at the guys, Nick, Jeff, Dan, Dionne, if you look at an NBA injury list right now, we're the second week of the season, it reads longer than like a Bill Belichick midweek Patriots injury list. It's ridiculous. Belichick puts like 37 guys on his list a midweek every week just to mess with the other team. It is ridiculous. Guys, you're professional athletes. This pisses me off. Derek Carr, my back hurt. That's why I pooped the bed. Be a man. Take the loss. All right, guys. It pisses me off. I'm supposed to be, Raider. Yeah, they're my hometown Raiders, but it pisses me off. The same thing when Cowboy fans are still saying after a decade, Des Bryant caught the ball. The same thing 20 years now with the Cubs. Oh, we would have been in the Super Bowl if that guy didn't interfere on the third baseline. Be a man. Be a fan. Shut your mouth. Do your job. This pisses me off. Stop whining. Derek Carr, I'm telling you, you're a nice guy. You do some charity work here. That's great. But you know what? Doesn't offset the fact that, my back hurt. Be a man, all right? You make $100 million. Be a damn man. Professional football player. It ain't Fresno State anymore. That's all I'm saying. All right. Having said that, good morning. It pisses me off, guys. Doesn't it upset you, Nick?
Yeah, well, I mean, Las Vegas has been a disappointment for sure. Obviously, they have struggled in almost every facet this year. So I hear your pain and your frustration there, Joe, for sure. Absolutely. And I mean, times have changed for sure as far as the athletes and the way that they handle injuries and the way that organizations handle them too. So yeah, no, but yeah, 24-0 last week. Jeez.
Nick, you know what? Even as a handicapper, you look at a game, you look at it. Football is the worst example. Is the best example, I should say, or the worst way you look at it, because 99% of your games are Saturday and Sunday. We're handicapping stuff right after the lines come out Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. The lines start to stabilize. You look at that thing, all of a sudden, this guy can't play. Right before the show, and I'll put Dan on the spot, but he mentioned a certain basketball player who just signed a huge contract. He sat out the first game because his knees were sore. Your knees are sore? Jeez Louise. I get into it all the time. Guys, I know all the Buffalo Bill fans are back around. I'm sorry. You're back around because you're a great team right now. But Thurman Thomas took himself out of the Super Bowl because he had stomach cramps. Every month of the year, every woman on this planet gets stomach cramps. They don't take themselves out of the human race. Okay, guys? Stop it. As a matter of fact, that was the same year and Jeff is laughing, that Emmitt Smith played 4 games against the 4 best defenses in football with a separated shoulder, never made a peep. Guys, let me tell you something. You're a professional athlete. Be a man. Don't play the game, all right? There's nothing wrong with being a plumber. I got friends that make $200,000 a year being plumbers. It's an honest living. But don't tell me you're a tough guy. It pisses me off. It does. It pisses me off. Larry Bird never complained. The guy, and he never took painkillers either. I got to tell you that. I'm sorry. She's laughing. It bothers me. I got to read this. So there's another excuse why the Raiders lost. Just say, we didn't play good enough. We'll do better next week. Don't tell me my back hurt. That's why I didn't play well. Then you know what? You should have had your backup come in. That's all. I can't play today. Sorry. All right. Haven't said that. How is everybody today?
Fantastic. Sorry, ready to roll.
It's frustrating, Nick. It really is. As cappers, we look at these injury reports because we need to. And all of a sudden, a guy doesn't want to play. Or, you know what? It's enough. It's enough. Guys used to play every game. There were guys back in the day who used to pitch both ends of a doubleheader back in the day. And now, guys, if I don't get my 4 days rest, I don't know. I can't do. Come on, guys, please. All right. I love you guys. This is what we do. Anyway, guys, Dan's got a couple of – I ranted. I'm sorry. It's upsetting. I know it upsets you guys. As fans and as sports bettors, when you pick up a paper and you get, take the loss, try harder next week. Dan's got some discounts.
That's right. So we do have the $2 Tuesday still going on. So make sure you get those. The $2 cappers that are featured are Jeff Michaels, Insider's Room, and Don Buster. You can get each of them for $2 a piece, or the best deal, get all 3 for just $5. And those are all top-rated plays, 5% plays going off for all 3 of the guys on the website. And also, we do have a great deal going on right now. You can get $100 off any football season package, including a combo package. All you have to do is use touchdown 100 upon checkout and get $100 off of that price.
Great stuff. And you guys, I'm sorry for ranting, but it's just that it's us. It's a sports fan. Don't make an excuse. Just take a loss, all right? That's all. All right? You know what happened? This started with participation trophies. All right, everybody got a participation. When I was a kid, there was one champion, they got a trophy. Everybody else got nothing. There was one MVP. You know what happened the next year? You worked harder and you became MVP and you won the championship. Okay, without any further ado, my good buddy Dan Kaiser, 30 days, one of the top guys in the NFL. He's killing it. One of the best on the planet in every sport he contributes to over at Sports Memo. But really, man, he is just really doing great in the NFL. He's going to tell you about what he's been doing, what he's going to be doing on the premium side. He's got another free winner for you today. Dan, take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. Yeah, NFL has just been amazing so far this season. Like you said, number one in the last 30 days, and that includes losing a 10% play on Monday. So, yeah, things are going really well. Tonight, I think I'm gonna take a break from the NFL tonight. I really don't like the game. It's hard to lay that kind of points on or take that kind of points in this game. So we'll have a baseball play up tonight in the World Series. But for my free bet, I'm looking at the Tulane Tulsa game. Tulane comes in 7-1, ranked 19th in the country. But I think more importantly for them, right now they're the highest rated non-Power 5 team. So right now, if they just keep on doing what they're doing, they'll be in a New Year's Day 6 bowl game, which would be a great accomplishment for this team. You look at these two teams right now. The Green Wave is on a 4-game winning streak. While Tulsa has lost 4 of their last 5 games. Tulane's played really well this year. They knocked off Kansas State in week 3, and then unfortunately for them, they had a letdown game the next week, which was their only loss to Southern Miss. But they're getting it done on the defensive side of the ball. They've only given up 30 points once this season. And now they'll be facing a Tulsa team that started out the season great, winning 2 of their first 3 games, but have lost 4 out of the 5 since. And it's basically because of their quarterback, Davis Brim. He hurt his ankle, I think it was week 3. He was throwing for 320 yards a game in the first 3 games. He's not thrown for more than 280 yards in a game since. And last week he injured his non-throwing shoulder. So his status is up in the air for this game. I just like this Green Wave team, the way they're playing on both sides of the ball. And, they have this extra motivation to making making the New Year Day 6 bowl game. They've covered 9 of the last 10 games, and I'd like them to cover again this weekend. It's election time. You can forget a blue wave. God forbid a red wave. Give me the green wave.
Go Green Wave. Dan the Man Kaiser. Great stuff from him. Says Green Wave. This is a team that was a very, very pleasant surprise this season. Dan, great point, great breakdown. As usual, what we come to expect from you. Dan says Green Wave. Good stuff from Dan, guys. As I tooted his horn earlier, he did have to pay extra for that. As I tooted his horn earlier, he's doing great work over at Sports Memo. After the show, go over there. Go use some of these great customer appreciation discounts. Follow Dan. You got to follow him all the way to the bank. Dan's going to stick around today. I did my rant, so the rest of the show should go kind of quick. We're going to go to our good friend Jeff Michaels, who pulls he wears a lot of hats here at Sports Memo TV. Does a lot of different shows, a lot of great content. He's become a real fan favorite for a couple of reasons. He really brings it. His analysis and breakdowns are great. But I've got to tell you, he's winning. He's doing great. I know he's got a big 5% play for a $2 Tuesday. It's still available. We'll tell you about that again later. But he's going to tell you about what he's been doing, what he's going to be doing on the premium side. He's got another free play winner for you. And he's going to tell you how he did yesterday because we're real happy for him. Jeff, take it away.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Yeah, guys, like Joe said, 5% $2 Tuesday. My AAC game of the month is up there going for you. Still for sale. Number 2 on the season on Sports Memo in college football against the spread plays and profit. And we're number 1 in the last 365 days going back to last year. We've been on a 7-2 run in 5% plays. And I have another college football play up for tonight's action as well. But for the show's best bet, I'm looking at the World Series, and I like the Phillies on the run line, getting that 1.5. I do want to say I thought it was interesting. I think Joe may like this one too. No starting pitcher has ever started 2 combined no-hit games in their career. Christian Javier has now done it twice this season, including the one against the Yankees back in June, and then he started the one last night too. So that doesn't have too much bearing on my play tonight. Just thought it was interesting, other than the fact that neither one of these teams has lost consecutive games in the postseason thus far. Houston hasn't lost consecutive games since September. And I really don't see that trend changing tonight, but with the line and the potential of Verlander, I'm going on the run line, but Philly is 10-2 as plus 1.5 dogs after a loss with 5 or less hits on the year. And Houston is just 6-5 on the run line in the postseason so far. Philly's only lost 5 games on the run line, and they've played 15 in the postseason. They're 10-5 so far. And looking back a little farther with Houston, They're 8-10 on the run line in their last 18 games going back to the regular season too. You know, I had some slight doubts about Verlander's postseason numbers so far, just because the fact that his first start was against the Mariners, and he did get hit against the Mariners a couple times during the regular season. So I put some of it towards that. But he obviously showed in his last start that there is something about the postseason, I think. So I can't be on backing him tonight. His postseason ERA this year is a 7.20. And, you know, Syndergaard's actually 3-1 on the run line in his last 4 starts. He was supposed to start that rainout game, got switched around with Suarez. Now he's going tonight against Verlander. And I think one of the biggest surprises of this World Series team with the Phillies so far, the bullpen that everybody was questioning, myself included, has had an ERA under 3 in their last 10 games. So the series has definitely been a back and forth affair, and I think that trend continues tonight. But I like where the money's at too. So give me that 1.5 at -130. I think there's value there. And if Verlander does wake up in the World Series, then you got a little bit of room to back you too.
Great stuff from our good buddy Jeff Michaels. He said number 2 in profit. Did you say college football, Jeff?
Yeah, against the spread. Sides, please.
And can you tell everybody, you have a big 5% play coming up, and it is still good through the weekend, right?
It is.
Correct. Yep. Goes Saturday.
Great stuff. $2 for Jeff. All 3 great cappers. Jeff, I almost said the first thing. Insider's room.
And Don Buster.
I needed your help there. And Don Buster. You know, guys, I'm winded from my earlier rant. And Don Buster, 3 of the best cappers on the planet. Guys, follow Jeff after the show. Get that $2 play. But honestly, go follow him, Don Buster, and Nick.
And you'll have plays
3 for $5.
You'll have plays for the whole weekend because 2 of them
Absolutely.
go off on Saturday, 1 goes off on Sunday.
That's great stuff. Speaking of great cappers, you know, my buddy Nick Parsons, who's not just one of the best panelists I've ever worked with, he's also one of the best cappers on the planet. You know, he's doing some great work, and he always brings something. He always brings an electricity to the show. I said the other day that his voice is as smooth as Don Cornelius's voice. For those of you guys who are a lot younger than me, he had the smoothest voice ever, and I got to tell you, Nick Parsons does that. But he brings an electricity to every show because his analysis and breakdowns has something that appeals to every type of bettor. You know, he's got something for the trends and the street guys. He got something for the streetwise guys, and I love that about Nick because he really does. That's just him being him. He's not trying to get something for everybody. That's why he's such a good capper. So he's going to tell you what he's been doing, what he's going to be doing, and he's going to tell you about that 5% play that he's got it for $2 as well. Nick, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. So along with JM Sports and Don Buster there, I'm part of the $2 Tuesday special. And so I do have a big 5% college football play up, and you'll definitely want to check that out, guys. I got off to an admittedly slow start to the college football season, but over the last 6 weeks, I've hit 71%, 20-8. So I love this play coming up on Saturday. So make sure you go check that out, the Insider's Room at Sports Memo. And so for this free pick, I'm looking at the Thursday night NFL game, guys, and I really like this play. I might upgrade it to a real play, a real client play here. So this could be a sneak peek for the people of First Family here. But yeah, so you're looking at this game, and obviously you have 2 teams on opposite end of the spectrums, 2 teams from different conferences playing on the short week. So there's many different factors, many different things going in here. Philadelphia's got to be thinking, okay, we're going to be winning. We're going to win this game. And we got to start thinking about the game next Monday at home against Washington. I think that they're already thinking about that at this point. Now, Houston, what does it have to lose here except another game? When you look at these 2 teams, clearly Philadelphia is the better team in every respect. Houston has struggled completely. However, it is 3-1 against the spread, so it has been somewhat competitive for bettors this year. And I just think that this is too many points to be giving up. I think that Philadelphia is going to take the foot off the gas in the second half. There's no reason for it to run up the score here. This isn't college football. I think Davis Mills will have some opportunities in the second half. Houston's actually covered in 3 of its last 4 games. It has been competitive. It didn't last time out. And so, yeah, I just think that this is the point of the season where we've hit the point of the season where we've looked, we can look at what teams have done in the past and use that information to try to predict what will happen in the future. This is a great situational play. And so, yeah, I mean, I've seen it says 13.5 here, but I do see lots of 14s out there, guys. And I would suggest, why not? If the hook doesn't cost that much, consider the 14.5. I like Houston here and all those points.
Great stuff from Nick Parsons, who is a documented winning capper over at Sportsman. He does have a big 5-unit $2 Tuesday play available for you through the weekend. You know, guys, you got to follow Nick, man. His reputation preceded him before he came to Sportsman. He's been doing some great work since he's been here, and he is one of my favorites to work with because he always brings it. And his breakdowns, like I said, they appeal to every type of sports bettor. I got to tell you, his numbers don't lie. He is one of the best cappers I've ever seen. Go follow Nick after the show. You're going to follow him to the bank. Nick's going to stick around a little bit because obviously all three of our other panelists of our guests today, they know I already ranted that I'm only good for one rant a day. So they're going to stick around. They're going to stick around. I've hit my quota. We're going to go to the First Lady of Las Vegas, who, if I'm not mistaken, between NHL and NBA, has won 5 straight premium releases. She's doing some great work in multiple sports. And, you know, remember that she does a couple more sports that I don't do. I don't do hockey. She's doing good hockey. 3 straight in hockey.
I've won 3 straight
the
in
last
hockey.
couple in NBA. You've got a couple of big game winners between college and pro football this week.
I hit a little snag this weekend in football, but it's okay because we're going to bounce back this week.
And I love that integrity, you know, and that's what's great about the cappers at Sports Memo and even WagerTalk, guys. You know, we got the best collection of cappers on the planet. And I got to tell you, as much as we win, and we win a lot more than we don't, you know, those losses stick in our crow. They really do. They piss you off. You know, I will tell you, and I'll say it before I say it again, for those people, everybody's out there has dated at one time or another. I bet you can't tell me about every good date you had, but you can tell me about every bad date you had. You know why? Because the bad ones stick in your craw. And I love the integrity of the cappers here. And, you know, but she's won 5 straight between hockey and NBA, and that's great. She's going to tell you about what she's been doing, about what she's going to be doing, and she's got another free game winner for you. Dionne, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I did pass on all of premium plays today on the website, but like Joey did mention, I have won my last 3 NHL releases, and my NBA is hitting 66.7% as of right now. All of my college and pro football releases will be posted by tonight, which will include a 5% and a 10% play. And for my best bet for today's on the show, guys, the Denver Nuggets are a very good team. I'm not going to go debate that right here, but I feel they tend to get a bit overvalued. Case in point, they are 3-4 against the spread this season, and they come in here today as 6-point favorite on the road against an Oklahoma City Thunder team that has covered 5 straight against them. Normally, when a team like the Thunder beat a team like the Nuggets, like they did back on October 22nd, I would look to take the losing team in the return meeting. But since that meeting, Oklahoma City has looked pretty sharp. They're on a 4-game win streak, both straight up and against the spread, and are playing some outstanding defense. I understand defense. Denver comes off of a loss to the Lakers on the road a few days ago and has had several days of rest and to prepare, but I feel they're being overvalued once again in this matchup. Their defense is getting exploited. They rank 24th in the league, allowing over 117 points per game. I'm not saying the Thunder is going to win this game outright, but I do feel they are going to be very competitive here and keep the game a lot closer than the point spread. The Nuggets are 2-5 ATS the last 7 games played on the road, while the Thunder are 5-1 ATS the last 6 games played at home. So go ahead and take Oklahoma City plus the points here.
First Lady of Las Vegas is take the the Thunder. Take the Thunder. Won 5 straight between NBA and NHL. She's a winner. She did pass today.
I did pass on all of the premium plays today, but I will be back with some more big plays. And over the weekend, I will have a 5 and 10% play going off for college and pro football.
Now, guys, I got to tell you, it's kind of funny. You know, Dionne and I get up every morning. Obviously, when you get up, it's a good thing. When you get up every morning and we do our numbers, she comes into my office, then she goes into her office, and I hear her laughing. And we don't like, you know, there's nothing that we plan together. Oh, I passed today too, but I think it's just funny that we both passed. You know, but I think it's funny that there were days like, because I passed yesterday. Did you?
I did it. I had hockey yesterday.
She had hockey and she won. I passed, and I just when you just I didn't know you passed until just now.
I wasn't completely in love with anything today. So instead of me giving you something that I somewhat kind of like today, I'd rather pass and come back tomorrow and make sure that I give you something that I really love.
I love that. I respect it. I know everybody out there respects it. To the First Lady of Las Vegas. After the show, follow her. We got these great customer appreciation discounts. She's got some big games going up this weekend. Follow her to the bank. Now, guys, I passed yesterday. Let me go to me real quick, and then we get our panelists back on. I'm going to do this real quick, just like our wedding night. Hi, guys. I passed yesterday because I wasn't crazy about anything on the cards. To be honest with you, I looked at the short schedule in NBA, MLB, and NCAA football today, and I felt the same way. All right, I know it's not a popular thing to do, passing for 2 days back-to-back. Once again, guys, I'm not here to give you action. I'm here to give you winners. And honestly, I'm not going to give you something I'm not going to bet my own money on. I can't ask you to bet something on. Being selective has once again brought me to be the number one capper over at Sports Memo. Winning percentage, number 2 in profit. I will also tell you that the best big game under the planet will have his Saturday and Sunday college and pro football winning releases posted by this evening. Before I go to bed tonight, every game I'll have between Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe even Monday, because I like that Monday game, will go up tonight. And I will tell you, last weekend, I won another 10% play, 17-2 in 2022 in 10% plays. Look for a couple of big games, maybe even a 10% play. I'm not promising it, but it looks like I may have one as of right now. A couple of that, everything will be up tonight. Now, as far as I won another free play yesterday here on the show.
You did.
My free plays are on a 12-4 run. I'm happy to say.
Great.
And I'm going to contradict myself on something that I'm giving you on a free play today. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. We're going to look at the earlier NBA matchup. Golden State travels to Amway Center to face Orlando. I would definitely go normally I would go against the Warriors in a matchup like this, despite the Magic being one of the worst teams in the league. Normally, I would look to fade Golden State here. However, it's not just the fact that they lost and failed to cover 3 in a row. It's how they lost and failed to cover their last game that really influenced my free pick here today. It was their response to that loss. Let me go back to all 3 losses. Yes, as a 10.5-point favorite, they were downed in overtime in Charlotte. Then they took an embarrassing 128-114 loss to Detroit. No offense to our people up in Detroit, but any loss to Detroit is embarrassing. As a 7.5-point favorite, sorry there, buddy. I know we got some Detroit fans in the office up there.
They're going to love you for that one.
Yeah, they're going to love me. But it wasn't those 2 games that really influenced or swayed my play here today. It was the Tuesday night loss in Miami. They were an underdog. They had a chance to win the game. And the game, due to some calls by the referees late in the game, they felt they should have won the contest. They complained about bad calls. Now, I got to tell you, Golden State is not a team that normally whines and complains about referees' bad calls. They take it in stride. They show a little more class and a little more poise. And for me, that's going to motivate them here. I think that's why they're going to come out here and blow up Orlando. Obviously, we know that they have a much stronger offense. The problem so far at Golden State has been their defense. Orlando doesn't pose too much of an offensive threat. Let's face it. They're ranked 29th in scoring. They average only 105.9 a game. So there's an opportunity for the Warriors defense to step up, for their offense to light up the scoreboard, and for the team to get back a little self-esteem and some much-needed self-confidence. This is an opportunity for them to really make a statement against a team that they can beat by as many points as they really want to. Anything they want to beat this team by, they can beat them by, guys. Let's not forget they're also 7-3 ATS the last 10 games played following a straight-up loss. I honestly feel like Golden State doesn't come out here and get a big blowout win, that things might get worse for this team before it gets better. I'm not going to doubt that they're going to be in the postseason this year or even go very far in the postseason. But I do feel that it could be a little bit longer of a regular season unless they turn things around right here today. Let's bring our panel back. We got a couple of comments. Oh my God, I'm not going to put that comment up, guys. We love Jesse Schule. He's tuning in as usual. Jesse, we love you. Good morning. Hopefully you're wearing pants this morning. Let me get some closing thoughts and comments before we run down the free plays and get on out of Dodge. Dan Kaiser, closing thoughts and comments for our audience, please.
I just have to take offense to one thing you say, and he is my
Detroit.
No, well, that's something different. We can get, but no, even though he is a Spartan, to say that Draymond doesn't argue about calls, he argues about calls when they go his way. So,
well, I'll give you that. But I just felt the Warriors. The Warriors are a team that overall you hear them complain or blame this or point fingers. And I think the way they lost that game and then complained about it will play a factor. I think they need a little self-confidence. They need to get back. We know this is a very good team, chock full of talent, but things haven't gone their way so far. And there's a couple of teams like that just prior to the season started, we all thought would be doing a little bit better. And we all thought there would be a few teams that would be doing a little bit worse than are doing good right now. But thank you, Dan. I love you. And your wit and intelligence always makes me smile. I appreciate you. Jeff Michaels, any closing thoughts or comments for our viewers?
talking about teams that you don't think they're going to do this well. How about the Phillies going through this World Series? So we'll see if they can bounce back from that look yesterday of embarrassment. But excited for a lot of sports action going tonight. And don't forget to check out that $2 Tuesday, guys. Still going on. 3 of us, $5. Best deal you're going to get.
Jeff, we talked a little bit yesterday about the game before, and that Houston got blanked, and I felt that we felt they were gonna come out and get some hits yesterday. I did not think they were gonna. So for a team like Philly, who's really played great baseball all season and turned it up a notch the last several weeks, and they're playing great postseason baseball. For them to go hitless, they got to come out. So I really think you're onto something there today with your free play. Great stuff. Nick Parsons, closing thoughts and comments for our viewers.
Well, just follow along a little bit of what Jeff was saying there, just about Sports Memo and the $2 Tuesday plays there. I mean, you guys, ever since I've come over to Sports Memo, the people that take care of the clients and also the handicappers, they've just been fantastic, and their deals and their specials, they're constantly pushing the boundaries of trying to find value to give back. And so this play really is fantastic. And so I definitely urge you to check out my play, Jeff's play, and then also Don Buster's play. You can get all 3 for $5 and got you covered all weekend.
That's great stuff. I love it. All right, guys, let's run down the free plays. Our good buddy Dan, what'd you have for everybody today?
Tulane -7.5.
Ride the green wave. Jeff?
I got the Phillies bouncing back from that no-hitter, but give me the 1.5 on the run line.
Take the 1.5. I love it. Great stuff, Jeff. Nick Parsons.
Houston Texans at +14 and consider buying the hook.
Buy that hook. He loves it. Great guy. I love his breakdowns. I really do. Dan, what'd you have for everybody
I'm
today?
going with the Thunder today, plus the points.
There you go. And your sexy and savory said, no. Golden State Warriors. Golden State Warriors -8.5, guys. Guys, Dionne's going to take us on out of here, and we're going to go on home. And I promise I won't rant anymore for the rest of the show. The next minute and a half.
Maybe on the afternoon show, you'll pick up where you're left
off
today.
Absolutely.
So make sure that you follow all of the wonderful guests on our show on Twitter, along with myself and Joey. And make sure to tune into all of Sports Memo TV's show for a ton of free winners and some great betting insights as well. And on behalf of Sports Memo, Dan, Jeff, Nick, and us, this is the First Family of Vegas.
Everyone out there, good luck and have a winning day.